Hello everybody, Sean here from Untitled Productions, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Bandai movie monster series Varan from 1958's Varan the Unbelievable. Now, I haven't done a figure review in a while, and I didn't actually anticipate doing one until I found out that this figure was being released. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Varan as a kaiju, that's probably not a coincidence. Varan is a very, underappreciated, just like a monster that doesn't really get to be in much. He was technically in 2 movies out of the 30-something Godzilla movies that exist. He had his own debut film in 1958, and he had a short cameo appearance in 1968's Destroy All Monsters. So, of course, there's not going to be a lot of figures made off of him. So when I did see that this figure would be released, I quickly jumped on it and bought it, and I just knew I had to make a review on it, since, especially considering I haven't made a figure review in a while. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. It does not come in a box. No Bandai Movie Monster Series figure does, but what they do have is a tag. And usually I take these off of the figures just because I don't care about the tags that much, but for a figure like this one, I'm debating keeping the tag on. We can see a picture, a black and white photo of him from his movie. On the back, we have like a pattern from his back and then a bunch of Japanese text that I cannot read. But this is all very, very, very cool. So that's a tag. That's technically the packaging that he comes with. So let's take a look next at the details. So for the details on this guy, it is actually pretty great how detailed this figure is. Like, from his head to his toe, there's a lot of attention put into the sculpt. Very interesting texture he has along his back, and the underbelly, the pebbled kind of like mammalian, like leathery almost skin look. The figure is absolutely amazing when it comes to sculpt. Amazing. Oh, and another thing you might not have noticed, but I'm going to say anyway, is that I have kind of gotten like an upgraded setup here where I have a different kind of lighting, so a shadow of me isn't casted onto the figure. I think it's a little dim because as of now, when I'm recording this video, it is entirely black outside, but regardless, I hope that this gives you a better experience when watching the video. But again, as I was saying, this figure has beautiful sculpt, beautiful detail, but the only downside is he is not painted much. We have the eyes here, a little bit of bleeding onto the skin there on that side, but on this side, it looks pretty good. The teeth are individually painted and sculpted, and the tongue and the mouth is a nice red. And these spikes along the back, they are a nice kind of whitish color. They're not entirely white. It's kind of like a faded white. And it runs down until about halfway down the tail, and then they just are the same color as the skin, which is a little disappointing. And the claws are painted the same kind of white color, but the back claws are not. And that's just kind of like a pattern with the Movie Monster Series figures, is that a lot of their paint jobs are kind of half-assed. Like, his entire body is this entire kind of like brownish, tannish color, which is a little disappointing. I mean, the figure makes up for it with the fantastic sculpt, but the paint leaves a little to be desired. Okay, up next for articulation, there is not too much with this guy. His arm rotates, minding the sculpt here. The entire body is made of a soft vinyl, so you have some leeway here. But yeah, you can go 360 degrees. Both arms can do that. And the back legs here can do the same. Like I said, I'm not nearly as scared of breaking these figures as I would be some of the more expensive, like an SH Monster Arts figure. But yeah, that's really the only articulation here. You can see there's a seam here, and if you wanted to, you could break the glue seal, but it wouldn't necessarily break the figure. The glue seal, if you break it, you would be able to rotate the tail, but I'm not even going to bother with that just because I have no real desire to do that with the tail. And I could be wrong, but I think this is also a glue seal that if you broke it, you could rotate the head, but I definitely do not want to risk messing up the head of this figure. Okay, now that we have the articulation out of the way, like I said, not much. There's not much going on there. Let's take a look at size comparison. And for size comparison of this figure, I have two figures I want to look at. First of which is the Bandai. I don't believe this is a Movie Monster Series figure. I think it's too old for that, but this is a Bandai vinyl nonetheless of Godzilla 1954. Okay. And these together, these Varan and at least this interpretation of Varan from his 1958 film and this Godzilla are supposed to be the same size. And Varan is a little large, but I really do not have any issue with that because I think because he is on all fours, the size difference is not that much of a problem. No, I think this looks good. This looks right. But next, I want to show you the other Varan figure I have in my collection, the YMSF Varan, which for a long time was the only Varan people could get. I got this about a year ago. I had the option to get it at G-Fest, but I decided against it because this is a very rare and a very expensive figure, but you can see he's a lot smaller than his Bandai counterpart, and he's a lot more, I'm not going to say detailed, because I feel like there's definitely more, at least accurate detail going on with this figure. This is definitely a lot more stylized, but there's a lot more paint going on here, and I will say the spikes are more accurate to an extent. Their alignment isn't, but their shape is. I like this figure, but I always felt as if he was too small, at least now I think that after getting this big fella. But this is what they look like next to each other, and I'm very happy to have two Varans in my collection now. I feel like that's awesome. So let's just get Godzilla back in here. And this is what they look like together. Very nice. So now that we've looked at the figure and looked at some figures next to him, time for my thoughts and opinions. I do really like this figure. I love the sculpt. However, the paint does leave a little bit to be desired, as I said. But really, I think I'm just more than anything else really happy to have another Varan figure in my collection, especially one of this quality that wasn't that expensive. Like, it did not seriously damage my wallet after buying this figure. So with that being said, I would like to give him a 8 out of 10. Because, I mean, yeah, while this figure is missing some things that could have definitely helped it out, in the end, I do think that I'm just grateful for having a Varan figure and one of this quality. Because while I do enjoy the YMSF Varan, I really think it is as special as it is because of its rarity. And I definitely do not like it as much as I like this figure. This figure has an incredibly accurate sculpt, maybe not the best. Like I said, I keep on saying not the best paint apps, but it has the most accurate sculpt. It has a really good size to it. Good articulation. This guy's not even articulated. I feel, and for the price, I got him for about $40, if I think about it. And I'm sure you can still find him. He is limited edition to my understanding, but I think he is still available for purchase. So, if you are interested in a figure like this, I definitely recommend it. Again, 8 out of 10, in my opinion. And thank you guys for watching this short figure review. That has been all from me tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. I'm working on a variety of different videos, from more figure reviews to film analysis to even some more comic book related videos. So yeah, just staying tuned. I've been very, very busy with school, but the semester is coming to a close soon, and I will see you guys in the next one, whatever that video may be. See ya.